All right, we are going to play the board game Ungame, the 1970s group therapy game that is completely authentic, very cool, and wonderful. Folks, you can play along at home, but I don't know why you would. It's not that kind of game. But if you want to join us, you can at any point. But if you do, make sure not to speak, because that's the main rule. Hope that helps. You guys ready to go? Just kidding. Okay, we have with us today the wonderful Nikki Black that will be represented by a bubble. We have the wonderful Sheriff Mercury that will be represented by their true form in a Sheriff Cat. We have Ray Catolo, who is Christopher Lloyd, and we have Charlie Rohr, who is an abstract drawing by a cartoon. I, of course, am Ian Abramson, and thus am represented by myself. Half naked, fully painted. Okay. I'm going to read the rules, and then the game will begin. Heads up for those of you that are playing the game. We follow these rules very seriously. I would suggest getting a pen and paper, or I have a Google Doc open so that I can take notes. Excellent. Nikki is fully prepared, and boy, do I appreciate it. Okay. Here we go, folks. I'm reading this word for word. I don't change a single thing.
Can I play?
Yeah, please. Do you want to hop on camera or no?
No.
Excellent. Okay, that's fine. Woo! Just have a piece of paper ready.
Got
and you
it.
are. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. I'm going to choose a random image for you. Oh, what is this? Oh, I have characters from our play. You're going to be 3 different Austin Powers.
Yeah.
That's your name. That's great. Excellent. Here we go, folks. These are the rules. It's very important to pay attention. If you decide to hop in a little later, just wait till till someone can put you into the queue, and you will be. Here we go. The Ungame was designed for you to experience the fun of learning how to communicate more effectively. As you share thoughts, ideas, and feelings, you will develop a deeper understanding of others and of yourself. Each person's ability to respond and become involved will improve as they continue to tell it like it is. You'll find the Ungame both entertaining and educational. The Ungame is appropriate with friends for family circles, classrooms, committees, counseling groups, and at any social gathering. You're in an elevator? Pull it out. I added that part. 1. Rule number 1, before you begin, determine the length of time you will be playing. A few rounds. You may want to allow extra time at the conclusion for open sharing. Number 2, this is very important. Have pencil and paper for each participant. This game was made when computers were just imaginary, so you are allowed to use electronics. Since everyone remains silent while another person is sharing, each of you may want to jot down comments or questions that you'd like to share when it's your turn. Does that rule make sense to everyone?
Yeah, sorry I turned my microphone back on to cough.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that I had already turned it off.
Can you go over it again, but this time Charlie coughs quieter?
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. Have
But I
pencil
still
and
cough?
paper.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can cough
Charlie.
quieter.
Okay, we just blew the second take. We're not doing a third. Select a set of cards and place them in the center of the board. We have several decks, okay? We have Tell It Like It Is, lighthearted, okay? So that's like, obviously, lighthearted questions. We have Tell It Like It Is, deep understanding.
Ooh.
And then we have the teen pile, okay? So anytime that you land on a square that says Tell It Like It Is, I will silently wait until you tell me which of the 3 to pick from. Okay. Each person selects one playing piece and places it at the center of the board on start. Done. We've already completed this task. I have to make the Austin Powers smaller. Sorry. Anyone can begin. Roll the die and move your marker according to the number rolled. The player to the left has the next turn. Hope that helps. 6. If you land on a Tell It Like It Is space, draw a card, read it aloud, and then tell it like it is. Answer honestly in 2 or 3 sentences. Explain your reason only if you wish. Okay? You do not have to explain your reason, but you can.
Okay.
Keep answers brief and to the point. No other person can talk or make comments during your turn. If you land on a do your own thing space, you have several choices. You may make any comments you wish on any subject, or you may ask someone a question that they may answer briefly without waiting for their turn, or if you simply cannot think of something to say, draw a tell it like it is card and do as it indicates. We also allow you to do whatever you want because everyone else is silent and no one can stop you. That's the beauty of a do your own thing space. If you land on a space that says hang up, read the statement aloud and respond accordingly. Explain your reason if you wish. On your next turn, re-enter at the arrow. If you land on the same hang up space again, repeat the action indicated there. Rule number 7, there should be no talking nor commenting unless it is your turn. Listen to each other and try to accept and understand the feelings shared by others. Now, the game has begun. Are there any questions?
No.
I'm so sorry. You said that there's no talking.
I have a question.
Well, then you can save it for your turn. But you can go first, Charlie, okay? I will roll, and I will move your space accordingly, okay? Our friend Charlie over here is represented by the abstract drawing from The Simpsons. No further questions. He landed on the hang-up space. The hang-up space is... oh, goodness. Which hang-up space is that? I can't see it. I have the blurry one. Where did I put the board? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Can I start talking yet?
Charlie, the game has not begun. Please wait for your turn. Okay.
One at a
If the game has not begun,
time.
then the rules haven't started yet, though. I feel like that's the way games work. Is there anything
Okay,
in the
hang
rule that
up.
says
If
the
you
dog
are
can't
not
play Ungame?
acquainted in your group, introduce yourself.
Am I in a
What?
group?
What?
If we're not acquainted in a group?
That was Charlie's roll. The space that you landed on, Charlie, said, if you are not acquainted with the group, introduce yourself.
Oh.
Ah.
Thank you. Thank you for clarification. If I'm not acquainted with the group, introduce myself. My name is Charlie Rohr. I am
Great, thank you
a
very much.
comedian.
Okay, we are going to move on. Who is next? I believe if we go to the left, that would be Ray. Ray, I'm rolling for you.
Yes.
Ray is represented by Christopher Lloyd. He rolled a 6.
That's true.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also landed on a space that is labeled hang up. These don't come up very often. Okay, hang up. If you have not laughed aloud today, go to Friendly Farm.
You can't send me to Friendly Farm.
Okay, Mercury, we're rolling for you. Mercury got a 2. If you are not acquainted with the group, can you introduce yourself?
Mercury. That could be could stand for Sheriff Mercury here in the chat. I am from Iowa, and I don't have a whole lot to say about myself. I feel like I'm getting way more time than Charlie. So Charlie, on your next turn, I would like to hear more about you, if you would like to share. And that is the end of my introduction.
All right, we will go Nikki and then Alice. Alice, because you're not on camera, please do not let me skip you, but make sure not to use speech when you remind me. Okay.
Okay.
Nikki is represented by a bubble. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell it like it is. Do you want teens, lighthearted, or deep understanding?
Oh, let's do teens.
Ooh!
Team.
What law would you like to see changed?
As a teen, I would like abortion rights to be defended as a teen. That's it.
If this was the Christian version. Oh, wait, I can't talk. Sorry.
That's it.
Okay, Alice, you got a 6, which I believe puts you. You are represented by the 3 Austin Powers, and you landed on the hang-up that says... If you have not laughed aloud today, go to Friendly Farm.
I've laughed so many times.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and roll. Oh, but before I roll, I have to say, Alice, no speaking unless it's your turn.
Yeah.
Whoa! Excuse me. It is currently my turn. Mercury. Whoa! It's now my turn. This is me going through my comments. That Alice no speaking was about as soon as we began, okay? For the other instances, I will get to that. Mercury, what part of Iowa are you from? Charlie, I'm happy to listen to whatever you were saying, but I will not ask further about it. Nikki, you really made sure to clarify, as a teen, that's the law you would change. But the question didn't seem to other than it being in that category, I'm just curious if it's like, as an adult, that's not important to you. That kind of is what you implied, and I don't imagine that was on purpose, but that's because I have no imagination. Okay. And lastly, I put Alice no speaking. Right, got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm with the bubble. Oh, I'm also okay. I'm also going to go teens. Share a time when peer pressure influenced you. What was the outcome, positive or negative? I would say it was very negative, and it was when Alice insisted that I snap at her for speaking out of turn. Okay, that felt like peer pressure. Good. Okay, I was worried that I was hearing sounds other than laughter. Whew. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Does that mean we're back to Charlie?
Does it? So I can just start talking right now because it is technically my turn. So Ian can start doing what he has to do, but I'm just going to keep on talking and filling my space. Can I make sound effects when it is not my turn? Is what constitutes speaking? Have you rolled for me? What does 3 mean?
Would you like teens, lighthearted, or deep understanding?
Deep understanding.
Ooh, all right. If you could give any gift in the world, what would you give to the person on your right?
To the person on my right. I guess that's Nikki. Let's see. I did have a question for Nikki. Did you grow up to be more conservative, like the boomers thought? Like, is that what happened? You cared when you were young, and now you're just like, I'm in it for the money. No, I'm just kidding. What could I give Nikki? I could give Nikki more. I could stop doing comedy and get into politics, and try to fix our abortion law. It'd probably be a better use of my time. I think that's a whole turn, right?
All right, that brings us to Ray, who rolled a 4, as represented by... Oh, I need to find you. There's so many.
Ian, I believe it's my turn, so you shouldn't be talking. However, I will ask if you could share your screen with us so we can also see what you're doing, and we can see what cards that you're trying to point us to.
Of course.
I expect this request to be fulfilled on my turn, especially. And while I'm waiting for that, Charlie, if you ended up moving into politics as a career, I'm curious what shape you would draw your gerrymandered district to be. And also, I think abortion rights should be defended. I'm with that on Nikki, but I will not run. The people do not deserve me, and I do not deserve the people. That's all I have to say. Now I can see what Ian's doing. Ian, I'm giving you permission to tell me what I'm looking at. What did I roll? 4? Okay. So that means left or right. I get to pick a direction. Let's go right. I like being right. He's a natural Buster Keaton.
Okay, you went right. You are... Hang up. If you have complimented someone today, go to Compliment Clubhouse. All right, that's Mercury. Let's go ahead and roll. Or go ahead and say whatever you have to say.
Okay, so Nikki, heck yes. Abortion rights, love that. Ray, everybody deserves people. Don't be so hard on yourself. Charlie, I just wanted to let you know that when you were asking Ian questions, he couldn't answer you because it wasn't his turn. And it sounds like you're an expert gift giver. Great job. Ian, I was born and grew up in Indianola, but I'm living in Des Moines now. And I have a question for you, Ian. Were you hand signaling to us the entire time before you started sharing your screen with us? Alice, if you could actually be 3 Austin Powers, what would you do for a day? Oh, and then do I pick
You have just
deep
rolled a 2,
understanding?
and you are represented... Oh, you just landed on our very first. My friend, do your own thing.
Do my own thing. I would like to answer a deep understanding question.
Okay. How do you feel when someone laughs at you?
Well, that certainly depends on the context. If I am trying to be funny, that feels really great. If I am not trying to be funny, doesn't feel so great.
Okay, moving on to Nikki. Oh, go ahead and tell me when you want to roll.
Oh, yes. I would just like to say that I still support women's rights and I just knew that I was drawing from the teen deck, and so I tried to think as a teen what would I have said, and in fact that as a teen that is what I said during a social studies exercise. And I remember the teacher being like, "Are you sure?" Because then like anybody could just get one, because I was saying that you shouldn't need parental consent to you yourself get an abortion as a teenager. The teacher was saying, "This seems wrong." I said, "You said I get to write the law, sir." So that's why I said as a teen. Ian, you're like power tripping a little bit, just a little bit. If I'm being honest, Jay, I'm picking up on some aggression toward Ian. Don't know what that's about. Sheriff, howdy. Thanks so much for the support. I like to roll now.
You rolled a 6. Okay, you are a bubble, and I completely forgot what square you were supposed to be on, so we'll go 1, 2, 3.
Left.
4, 5, 6. My friend, do your own thing.
Okay, this is a version of Holla Back Girl I wrote for my dog. It's okay. Wait, how does it start? Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, few times might chase this squirrel, but you're not the fastest dog in the world, because you're just my little Rusty. You're just a rusty puppy. Few times might chase this squirrel, but you're not the fastest dog in the world, because you're just a little Rusty. You're just my rusty puppy. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. I heard that you were barking at that one neighbor who's kind of weird. That's okay, that guy's a freak and you tell him to shut up. So I got your ball, gonna throw it real far, gonna hang out with you, gonna go for a walk. Okay. That's it. That's my thing.
Alice, you're up.
Okay. What do I do?
Okay, we'll go ahead and roll.
Yeah, you roll, then I do a
3.
thing.
Okay. Left or right?
Left.
Do you want deep understanding, lighthearted, or teens?
Lighthearted.
Lighthearted. All right.
Lighthearted.
What do you do when you are alone?
Sleep.
Fair. All right. There goes your one chance to update us on what you had to say about anyone else. Let's move on. It is my turn. Let's see. Where did I leave off last time? Charlie, you may not make sound effects unless it's your turn if you ask me, but I can't stop you because I can't speak. You said that you would, as a gift to Nikki, stop doing comedy and do politics. Feels like you're sort of expanding on the definition of what a gift is. Okay? I don't think Al Franken... I don't think we look at him and we were like, oh my goodness, you know what he just did? Gave me a gift. I don't think that's... I don't know... Listen, I'm just saying, if I showed up to Secret Santa and what I got was you quit comedy and ran for office... I would feel like I got one of the worst gifts of the exchange. Just saying. Okay. Ray, it's weird that you're supporting someone's right to choose, but not allowing them to choose you for office. You said you would not be running even though you support women's rights. I appreciate your position in that sense, but not in the other sense. Thank you, Mercury. You were right. No idea what that's about, but I did write down Indianola because it sounds like a fun thing. Yes, I was hand gesturing absolutely wildly while the rest of you were doing your thing. 3 Austin Powers is an incredible question that I cannot wait to hear the answer to. What you would do for a day if you were 3 Austin Powers. Nikki, what in the world was the social studies exercise that made you say, yes, I think we should all get abortions? Which I'm paraphrasing, but you get it. Okay, am I power tripping? Hey, you know who power trips? People with power, and that's what I want, all right? Now, that's a trip. I don't know what I'm saying. Ray, it's been brought to my attention that you hate me. Just curious if you have anything to say about that. All right, I'm going to roll 2. Here we go. I do not remember what square I'm on. Oh, my goodness. I just realized I have not been updating the board. Everyone's in different places. I just updated it now. I have been updating. Wow, this is very silly. Okay, it'll now update accordingly.
Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, do your own thing. Excellent. Okay, 1 second.
Is someone supposed to be doing their own thing?
Someone is talking. He'll never know who it is, though.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ian. I'm not wearing pants at the moment. It's Charlie's turn. Hello, everyone.
I'm doing my own thing. Damn. So when I leaned in just now and whispered to someone supposed to be doing their own thing, I really made an ass of myself, huh? Let's see. What would your first task as sheriff be? I'm gonna leave it to y'all's imagination who that question's for. I love dog songs. Dog songs are great. I used to be a dog walker in Chicago, and it's the only way to stay sane when walking. Ian, it's my turn. You're not allowed to talk during my turn, Ian. That's my my turn is done now. I guess I can't remember any questions that I had for anybody. I didn't write things down fast enough. Back to you, Ian.
Let me go get Risa 1 second.
Okay.
It's your turn, Risa. Uh-huh.
Okay, I think that means it's Charlie's turn now. So my thing is over. Charlie, did you go?
Yeah.
You rolled?
Uh,
You're saying it's no longer your turn.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I have something I have to write down to you for later.
If it's still my turn, I'm pretty unclear on what's happening.
Okay. So we're rolling. You got a 6, and we are moving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you want the deep understanding, lighthearted, or teens?
This is me. It's my turn. Teens.
Teens. Here we go, folks. Okay. Share your feelings about curfews for high school students.
Curfews for high school students? I think they should be moved up to like 5 minutes after they get out of school. They need to be home right away just to make sure that there's as little time for them as possible to make fun of what I'm wearing on the train. That's my personal opinion. I think we could tighten things up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's my that's my complete opinion on teens. Curfews for teens.
Very nice. Ray,
Very nice.
your turn.
All right, Mercury, I appreciate you saying that I deserve people, because deep down I feel excluded from people, and every day of my life is me continuously trying to connect with anybody. Nikki, I am this is also to Ian, but to answer Nikki's question, I am hostile to Ian because in a way I am an extension of how Ian treats himself. And so I'm just fulfilling my role both as his producer and one of his close friends. And Ian, on top of all that, my motto is if I'm elected, I will not serve. So that's how I run for office. If people want to elect me, it's great. I'm not going to do anything with it. But I also deep down have a fear that if I become a politician in any way that's elected into office, I will be assassinated. And so I try to avoid that route at all costs. I'm not a fan of being assassinated. Like, top 10 things that could happen to me, it's definitely not in the top 10 at all. Most of those include like meeting people I enjoy, or like, going to the Galapagos or something like that. Assassination is nowhere up there. I would like to roll.
You rolled a 1. Okay. Do you want deep understanding, lighthearted, or teens?
Give me deep understanding. I hate teens.
Wow. Okay. When do you get angry?
Oh. I get angry more often than I would actually like. I don't get viscerally angry at a lot of things. I will get angry in more like a spiteful way a lot of times, and sometimes that manifests into being jestful or like trying to be jestful as opposed to like actual anger, because anger runs through my family. I'm half Irish, and there are many holes in many walls from where I've grown up, and I've also noticed that I have a tendency sometimes to get angry to that regard, but thankfully I don't act out on it. So I'm ashamed to admit I get angry more often than I would like, but it can be a lot of things, and I've learned how to get angry in productive ways.
There you go. Oh.
Okay.
Alice, this was my turn. My turn is now over.
Mercury?
Okay. Nikki, I really appreciate that you stayed true to your inner teen. I respect that. Do you do a lot of these kind of parody songs? Because I absolutely love that, and it went on way longer than I thought it was going to, which was amazing. I love that. Um, Ray, people, I get it. Also, how do you know you won't be like assassinated on the bus? You don't have to be president. Um, Also, Ray and Charlie, I am also on the I hate teens bus. Um, they're way cooler than I will ever be, and they're terrifying. Um, what would I do? What is the first thing I would do if I was sheriff? Um, Abolish the sheriff department, probably. Um, Ian, um, I am just glad that you know I was right. Doesn't matter what it was about. Um, Alice, sleep is really great. That's what I like to do when I'm alone too. Just um, top 5 favorite activities. And I would like to roll now.
You've rolled a 5. You are represented by 3. No, by the sheriff. 3, 4, 5. Would you like teens, deep understanding, or lighthearted?
Let's do lighthearted this time.
Understood. Okay. If you were lost in the woods and it got dark, what would you do?
I would be very scared. I am not an outdoors kid. I am an indoors kid. I have done camping plenty, but when I stop and think about all of the aspects that are camping, I think that I hate all of them. So being outdoors alone in the woods at night is not something I would want to do. I would probably just sit, wait till it was light, and then find my way out.
Excellent. Nikki, you're up.
Alice, I also love to sleep. And the social studies exercise was that we were asked to write a law as a team. like if you could write a law, what law would you write? And I was like, my law would be that you can get an abortion and you don't need parental advisement. I don't know what the fuck. There's a fucking word, I'm sure. But consent? I don't know. Permission? And then he was like, I don't know if you know what you're talking about. But he's also the same social studies teacher that he taught us about all these cults in America. And one is the Oneida. They made all the spoons in like upstate New York. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have like a silverware company. But they also had this thing where like everybody could sleep with everybody else. It was like this big polyamorous cult. And he was like, and they would just pull out. And then this girl that I was friends with didn't know what that meant because it was the 10th grade. And then he made me go out into the hallway and explain it to her because he couldn't explain it to her because it wasn't sex ed. Right? Anyway, I think I was right. I love how enormous I am as the bubble. Charlie, that curfew is ridiculous. Absolutely not. Jay, you're an extension of Ian. Where does that leave your soul? And also just name one thing that makes you angry. Just one thing. You said so many things, just one. Just name one. Would love to hear it. Sheriff, I have many dog parody songs. Okay, I'm gonna roll now.
3. All right, you have gotten a 3, so you go 1, 2, 3. Okay, do you want deep understanding, lighthearted, or teens?
Deep understanding.
Ooh, okay. What do you like most about yourself?
This is a hard one. It feels so like that's the juice, the main juice. I guess my main juice is that I am very resilient. I'm a very resilient person. And that's what I like most about myself. Probably because that's what has served me most about myself. I'm done.
Excellent. Alice, you're still with us, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. I think Charlie is your...
Yeah.
I understand that you're afraid of teenagers as an adult. It's the worst. It's terrifying. But if you could think back to when you were a teenager, I was walking home from the gas station at 8:05 p.m. in central Nebraska when I was 17 and got pulled over by a whole car when I was a block away from home. So just try to care about the teens. Let them go buy Skittles. Just because you're afraid of them because they look cooler than you. It's whatever. Ray said you will, I think, said you will not serve any office. One of you said you won't serve an office if you're elected, and because you think you'll be assassinated, and I think you're just like kind of full of it because are you running for school board? Like, nobody knows who any of us are. It's okay. Let's see. It's Mercury. I love that you love to sleep as well. I love that multiple people have said that, and I think we should all be friends. And Nikki, who made all the spoons? You said something about how somebody made all the spoons and they were in a cult, and that's how I heard it. So I just want an answer, and on that I will roll.
3. You are represented by the 3 Austin Powers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have a tell it like it is. Do you want lighthearted, deep understanding, or teens?
Teens.
Ooh. What would you do if you saw someone shoplifting?
I would just be like, ha, tight. and then I would spend my money on the things that I was gonna buy. That's it.
All right, I think that brings it to me. Let's see. Charlie, it is not your turn. No speaking when it is not your turn. You want their curfew to be moved up to 5 minutes after they got out of school. That's when their day is allowed to begin. Because if that's when their curfew begins, right? Doesn't that mean that's when they can start being outside? No? Maybe I'm confused. You can clear that up. Ray, if elected, I will not serve. I also have questions about this assassination thing, but I'm gonna wait till I get to Mercury's comments on it because I've got some questions. Okay. Ray, you said, okay, my question is, when do I get angry? And then you began your answer with, I get angry more than I'd like, which, while appreciated, does not answer when. I didn't say, how do you feel about the fact that you get angry sometimes? I said, when do you feel angry? So I'd appreciate some clarification. Okay, Alice, no speaking when it's not your turn. Mercury made a great point about how, where is this assassination happening? On the bus. Wouldn't that be murder and not assassination? Was my first thought. And then Mercury followed it up with this sentence. I'm on the I Hate Teens bus. After just saying, as the example where someone would get assassinated was a bus. I'm on the I Hate Teens bus. Where are you going to get assassinated? The bus? Apparently, if you're a teen and you live near, what is the name of the place? I'm so glad I wrote it down. Indianola. Got him. Okay. Outdoor kids should just be called feral. Write a law as a teen. Were you playing Ungame? Very odd that you've now, for the second time in your life, gotten this, but kind of cool that you were able to give the same answer authentically. You really have to go back and explain the cult that made spoons. Because if that was something I'd heard of kind of once, that would ring a bell. You know, the cult that made spoons. If I say Kool-Aid, you know what I'm talking about. If I say Waco, you know what I'm talking about. Like, but the cult that made spoons? Okay. How does one... And then I got cut off because someone else said something and I was too excited. Oh, you said my main juice is that I am very resilient. And I'm curious about that as a juice. I guess it's like if you were going to be concentrated down to just juice, what you would have is resilience. But honestly, by that point, I don't know that someone that's been reduced to juice can be called resilient. Maybe other things, but if you're just a juice, I don't know. Okay, Charlie, no speaking out of turn. Alice, you said that you were pulled over by a whole car? I got really confused. You said, like, as a teen, you know, one time when I was 17, I got pulled over by a whole car. I assumed that whatever happened next was intimidating, but I don't understand what it means to be pulled over by a whole car as opposed to part of a car. Running for school board. Ray? If you get assassinated, that just makes an ass out of asses and inates. Okay, I'm going to roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I'm with Christopher Lloyd. What speech is that? Tell me like it is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the teens. I love the teens. I love the teens. I'm not like Mercury killing them on the bus. Okay, talk about gangs. You know, I have to say that in a world where superheroes are so relevant, I've been thinking about the necessary community that pops up in underprivileged places as a way to create a place to survive, you know? I've been thinking about how, like, what the news is calling gangs is probably just, like, it probably starts as, like, children just trying to be like, hey, just trying to be chill over here. This group over here, we're together. Don't mess with us, please. That's probably naive and stupid, but I'm trying to question... I guess what I'm saying is I saw West Side Story last night. Okay, we're going to move on to Charlie.
No, I think that's a point. That's a healthy way to look at it. I think you hit the nail on the head with it. If anything could be traced back to something small. Reduced to Juice. Man, great album title, Ian. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Ray, don't worry, the anger starts to subside around 34. I am not a big sleeper. I'm bad at it. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it in that I want to love it and I want it to love me, but we just don't get along and it doesn't work out right. I've really enjoyed the book The Boy Who Couldn't Sleep and Never Had To by D.C. Pearson, but I definitely feel like I got the wrong message out of it. I was like jealous of him the whole time. Nikki, are you opposed to that law as a teen? And then Alice, I'm pretty sure, sounds like my teen curfew law would actually have solved your problem. So thanks for the support. And I think it would be concerning to be pulled over by anything less than a whole car. I mean, that's where I'd start to freak out. Like, it truly would be. I'm gonna roll. How many dice? Just one? 5.
You got a 2, and let's see. 1, 2. Tell it like it is. Do you want?
I'm allowed to roll.
Do you want lighthearted, deep understanding, or teens?
Let's go with lighthearted. It's the only one I haven't done yet.
Where would you like to go for a vacation if you could go any place in the world?
If I could go any place in the world, I would go... Shit, this is hard. I'm so ignorant to the world. I don't know what's a good place to go.
All right, moving on to Ray. It is your turn.
All right. Mercury, I appreciate you saying that I will be assassinated on a bus, as it reignites a fear that I already have. I've told Ian this story before. I fear about a lot of things. One example is I went to go put my neighbor's mail in their mailbox after it was mistakenly delivered to me. And part of me wondered, what if there was ricin or anthrax in this letter, and then my neighbor died and someone saw me put that letter in their mailbox. So then when the police come by, they would see, oh, well, that the kid who lives over there put that mail in that mailbox. He must have killed them, and I worry about getting arrested. Now I'm trying to make that into some kind of short. And in 5th grade, I'm also an indoor kid. In 5th grade, we would have this camp that we would go to. And for the entirety of elementary school, I feared going to this camp because it meant for a week I would have no TV. Nikki, you are saying that this... What I'm getting is that you're saying this Oneida spoon-making cult spooned too much. I definitely need you to clarify this. And also, you said something about me not answering when I get angry, and you also said my name is Jay and not Ray. So to answer your question, the moment that you said my name is Jay really pissed me off. But I also relate to you being resilient, because it has made being an angry person for me much easier in the long run. Alice, even if I was running for school board, I would be pushing for free visits to the nurse's office, and I live in a concealed carry state, so I'm just putting 2 and 2 together about my own safety. But I also do agree that shoplifting is based, and it's a true demonstration of class solidarity, so let them do it. Ian, your insistence for me to answer specifics to a question instead of listening to how my response answers the question with depth makes me feel like you are not listening to my answers and instead asking for a true time to the answer of when do I get angry. And so I'll tell you, it was 12:13 a.m. when you gave me that stupid fucking comment. And I was also wondering, Ian, when you were talking about gangs, if you ever wondered if those shoes that are hanging off the telephone lines are in your size and how disappointed you were when you found out that they were not. Charlie, I hope one day to turn 34, and I just want to know that why, when you could choose any place in the world to go on vacation, your first thought is for vacation you would like to go shit. I would like to roll.
4. All right, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a hang-up space. And this is... Where are you? There you are. Hang up. If you were impatient today, take a trip to Impatient Island.
I was impatient.
Okay, moving on to Mercury.
Okay. Alice, shoplifting, hell yes. I'm never gonna tell on anyone who's shoplifting. Absolutely. Ian, I appreciate you keeping us honest with the rules. And I want to make this clear here. I do not want to assassinate teens. I'm just afraid of them and keep my distance when I can. I do not want to assassinate them. I'm just going to say that the second time. And also, Ian, in your mind, what is an innate? Charlie, you said that you and sleep don't get along. You want to love sleep. It doesn't love you back. I would suggest couples therapy. Maybe invite them to this game next time. Get a dialogue going. Work things out. Sleep's important. Nikki, if you have more of these parody songs, if you have recorded any of them, would you please share them with us in the Share Your Stuff area of the Discord? Because I would very much love to watch more. Ray, it's good to know that you are worried about assassination attempts and possible framings. If you are going to make it to 34, it's good to stay on your toes. And also, yeah, camping. No TV, bugs, no AC. No thanks. And I am ready to roll.
6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you want deep understanding, lighthearted, or teens?
Deep understanding, please.
Do you ever feel lonely? When?
I do sometimes feel lonely. Gosh, when? Usually around 3 in the afternoon.
Okay, let's see. We have... Is that Nikki next? That seems right.
Yeah, so the Oneida community is, I pulled it up, a perfectionist religious communal society founded by John Humphrey Noyes and his followers in 1848 near Oneida, New York. They believed that Jesus had already returned, making it possible for them to bring about Jesus's millennial kingdom themselves, free of sin. Perfect in this world. They did group marriage, male sexual continence, and mutual criticism. And they had a silverware company. The silverware company still exists. You can buy it on like Wayfair and like most places where you buy silverware. So that's just a little fun fact for you about America's history. I keep saying the juice to get at like the most central truth of a situation or thing. At first, I was saying it at work as a joke, like "give me the juice." And now I can't stop saying it. Ray, I'm really sorry about your name. Charlie, I am opposed as a teen and an adult. Ray, again, I wrote it twice. So sorry about your name. I'm ready to roll now.
Okay. 6. All right. We have the bubble who's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you landed on a do your own thing.
Do my own thing again. Can I just pull a deep understanding?
In one line, what is life all about?
Ambiguity.
Okay, that is... Oh, wow. All right, Alice, you're up.
Am I? Is it me?
Isn't it?
I've been very busy since my last turn because I was just like researching Oneida, which is just pretend. It's not pretend. It was real cult, and they hated women, and then people got mad at them. This is from very brief research. People got mad, they started failing, and then they're like, but we can make silverware. And so to all the doubters out there, it's true. This fucking cult who hated women and had skewed views were like, but our backup plan is spoons. And they did it, and they're still doing it. So the only other thing I wanted to say is that the whole car, I know I said a whole car, but I was comparing the whole car that pulled me over to the 90-pound, 17-year-old girl that I was that just bought candy at a gas station right before 8 o'clock. And that is, I'm not saying the car ran me over. I'm saying that a full-grown policeman, a man, was like, I gotta take care of this. This tiny person broke the law in a town of like 500 people. So, okay, I will roll.
6. Okay, we are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you want lighthearted, deep understanding, or teens?
Lighthearted.
Lighthearted!
Lighthearted.
If you could become invisible, where would you like to go?
If I could become invisible, where would I like to go?
Okay, repeating the question counts as answering it. It is now my turn.
Wow.
Okay, excuse me. I noticed you just said wow when it was no longer your turn.
Wow.
It's very funny to just do like, what are you going to do about it? Also going to call out Manganzona for noticing the large bubble, and for thank you for posting the Oneida, which I thought was like a potato company. What am I thinking of? Oh, by the way, I'm going to set a 1 minute timer starting now.
I don't even care.
Whoa. Hey. If we don't have rules, women can't get abortions, okay?
Wow.
That's what we've learned here. So think about what's important to you. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this is going to be our wrap up, so I'm setting a 1 minute timer. Mine just began. Reduced to Juice, incredible title. Charlie, you sound like Sleep friend-zoned you. Oh, it's kind of a love-hate thing. Sometimes we're into each other, sometimes we're not. I'm a big fan of them. They are kind of iffy on me. Yeah, you friend-zoned. Okay, if I could go anywhere in the world, I would shit. Thanks for sharing, I guess. I love that your fear isn't dying yourself, Ray. The fear is this much more complex. You accidentally kill your neighbor, but you're holding the thing that killed them. Anyway, I think Nikki called you Jay because, like Jay Leno, you have not spent any money made from The Tonight Show. Mercury, keeping you honest. No, I am making you honest. If you were honest, I wouldn't have to keep you that way. Okay, getting on a bus doesn't count as keeping your distance from teens. Sorry to tell you that. Just because it's a long vehicle doesn't mean it's a limo ride. Boom. Okay, Nate, it's like iCarly for boys. 3 in the afternoon is when you get lonely. That's interesting. I guess I get it because it's like when you would feel like you would be surrounded by people, and yet that's only happened to me when I'm robbing a bank. Okay, is the cult still active if you can still buy these spoons on Wayfair? And if you can buy them on Wayfair, were they tied into the controversy last year or whenever it was? Gimme the Juice makes me feel like I need to apologize for saying that phrase, and my time's up. Gotta go. 5. Oh, we're not going to roll. This is the last round. Okay. So that's all I have to say. Charlie, you're up. 1 minute timer beginning now.
Oh.
You're done? Okay, well, you were muted the whole time. Let's move on to Ray. Thank you so much. Ray, it is your turn.
All right, Mercury, I also get lonely, but it's usually after we do these shows that I'm back to being by myself and not with people I enjoy. Nikki, I'm so glad that such big news as Jesus coming back to life was known only by a group who makes silverware and sleep with each other. And then I had something interesting to say about your one line for life. Alice, the spoon cult isn't in Israel. It's in Oneida, New York. It's an understandable mistake. But I do think that in the cult handbook, it's one of the regulations that in order to be classified as a cult, you have to hate women in your doctrine. Ian, the potato company you're thinking of is Orida, not Oneida. Understandable. And I wish I could spend my Tonight Show money, but they're still holding on to my checks, those fucks. Last of all, Charlie, I agree with everything you said in your answer, but I think you crossed a line, and I'm worried to still be your friend and defend you, but I'm going to do my best.
And with 5 seconds remaining, that brings us to Mercury.
All right. First, I need to say, Ray, I was going to tell Ian that the potato company was Orida, so thanks a lot. Ian, the potato company is Orida. Also, Ian, I don't think I ever said I was getting in that bus. There's teens on it. I'm not getting in there. I want to also thank everyone involved tonight for the cult knowledge. It's good to know what to look out for.
Okay, that brings us to Nikki, I believe.
You know, tonight is a good reminder of how just because I know about a thing doesn't mean everybody is always talking about it all the time the way I think is happening right in my head. I also think that "where's the juice" is kind of a good catchphrase for me. I'm gonna lean in. I also have written down Ore-Ida potatoes. And finally, Ray, you said you have something interesting to say about my word, but you didn't say it, so I guess I will never know.
Okay, that brings us to Alice. Is that right?
I don't know, is it?
Yes.
I think this is where I'm supposed to recap everything that happened in the last hour, which I literally cannot. I'm still thinking about the thing that I thought was a candle with a cowboy hat. Besides that, I think you're all wonderful. Fuck you, Ian. Just kidding. This was super fun, and I cannot, my brain's not working. So that's all I have to say.
Wow, thank you all so much for playing. This is one of my favorite things to do in the world. So if you all had a good time, I would love to do this with more regularity.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Excellent, great. Anyone watching can follow us on Discord or on Twitch.
Wait, we can talk now?
Yeah.
The game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's over.
But we can't. But
Who
out of
won?
respect for the game, we can't talk about. We can't
game.
add any clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Like
course.
I can't.
Who won?
I will not clarify all of the stuff I said while
Right.
my microphone was muted.
We can
but
never broach these topics as
I will say,
humans again together.
No.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the
This was
things that could get.
therapy.
It's one of the things that could get me assassinated if I mention any of this. There's gonna be
Right.
someone
if you
following
were
me.
Any office.
But
Yeah.
I didn't.
Ian, who did win though?
The winner, okay, if I really have to pick one, I would.
Well, it's a game.
The winner is the friends we made along
Who
the
wins
way.
therapy,
folks.
Ian?
I think that
Ian,
that's
who wins
just
the therapy game?
absolutely. There's. I would
Three
have to go with
friends in a
that.
trench coat.
That's just
Ian,
what I would do.
You son of a bitch.
And that's why you can rule out Ray as the winner. Okay, great thing. Please keep hanging with us, playing with us. Feel free to join in. We're having all kinds of fun on the Discord and out. Freddie Pope officially won. It's been called.